All right. Hey, film
Hey,
section.
hey,
Yeah,
people.
After now I can hear everybody.
all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it took us like 10 minutes. All right.
technical difficulties.
Um, so yeah, film section, episode something. Um,
Eight?
I don't fucking know. I could look
Episode
I could look on
215.
our channel right now and find out, but I'm just but yeah, we're talking about Don't Look Under the Bed. It's gonna be episode 7. Um, talking about a Disney Channel original movie that came out in 1999 called Don't Look Under the Bed. And
Okay. First of all, I'm gonna say you guys are gonna do most of the talking
you
because
didn't watch it, did you?
Yeah, well, dude,
I
I thought
fell
we were
as-
doing.
I
I
hold
thought we
on,
were doing Barbarian.
hold on. I fell asleep. I fell asleep like 4 times trying to watch this, and it's not a slight towards the movie at all. It's just that's what happened.
Well, that's fine. We won't talk about Don't Look Under the Bed too much. I
It's
do.
fine. I
I
mean, if
want
you
to
guys,
focus
yo,
more on the
Well,
topic.
I'll go on for a little bit because I watched the majority of it.
if you guys want to
I
talk,
turned.
if you guys
No,
wanna
no. Here's
talk
the
about it,
thing.
go ahead.
Here's the
I,
thing.
I,
My I watched this with my girl and she fell asleep like halfway through, and I was like nodding off at certain points at towards the end. I got to where like that you find out that what's her face had like had a fucking imaginary friend that was a girl named Zoe that it was actually like the boogeyman or whatever.
Mhm.
yo, Mark,
Yo,
Mark, read us your love letter to this movie.
what, dude? You think I take notes anymore? I haven't taken notes since like our 3rd episode.
Well,
Um,
listen, I know it's coming off the top of your head. It's in there.
I took hold up. In fact, dude, since I thought we were doing Barbarian, let me go grab my notes on this movie.
oh my god.
Fuck.
Well, so we are gonna do Barbarian next week. These are our last 2 horror-centric movies, and then we're gonna
Yeah.
finally not be doing horror. We're gonna go to something else. So again, to the few
a good
people
idea.
who watch us,
We
not
are
all.
the film section, and we predominantly talk about horror movies.
I mean, that's our
Yeah,
favorite
horror
genre.
movies.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
it's also the most versatile, I think.
for sure.
yeah, definitely.
But yes, so Don't Look Under the Bed is so for a little reference, this movie came out when I was 5 years old in 1999. And I'm sorry I just aged you, Chris. So
Dude, man.
but so when this movie came out, and this movie was marketed as a very straightforward horror movie, even on the Disney Channel. Like I still remember the commercials and everything of it had very like Evil Dead like camera movements where like the camera's just kind of going through these streets and it's very like POV driven. There's a lot of work with shadows in the movie, and there was really good creature design on the boogeyman or the boogie person that it really is, which really quick, this movie is very ahead of its time in that it's so you're the boogeyman, and they keep correcting him and they're like boogie person, like check your privilege. And so
Well, I mean, like in the woke sense of the word. It's
what?
like, like in the woke sense of the word.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I mean. Movie was super woke, not really, but
it makes a few references. It's not like nailing it on the head or anything.
no. But so the movie follows a girl named Frankie, and she has skipped a grade, and so I can't remember, is she supposed to be in 8th grade but is in 9th grade, or supposed to be in 7th grade but is in 8th grade?
Dude, all I know is that I looked on IMDb and the actress was almost 20 years old when she actually filmed the role. So
Yeah,
I don't know,
she's
like
playing
40. I
it
mean,
like a
she doesn't
14-year-old.
look that old, like to her credit. Like, you know what I mean?
But almost 20 playing 14. And I mean, it's very clear that this girl is a woman
Yeah,
and not a
because
girl. Um,
when you're starting to sound like Gina Davis, then
yeah,
you
kind of looked a little bit like Gina Davis too,
yeah,
but
holy
like
shit,
with
you
like,
really did.
but like as a ginger. Um,
This is a
so
pretty cool league of
the,
their own.
so the movie follows Frankie as all of these weird things begin to happen all over town, and people begin to suspect that Frankie is the one that's doing it. Like someone throws a bunch of eggs into someone's car. Someone is putting dogs on top of a bunch of roofs. Um,
Things that happen. People
yeah,
seem oddly unfazed by like,
yeah. People,
why the hey, why the fuck are there dogs on our fucking
yeah.
roofs? Make no fucking sense. But they're all just like, hey, that's kind of weird.
There's
That's
so
odd.
there, so there's a scene where when they're talking about all like the weird stuff that's happening, the school pool gets filled with jello and a girl jumps into the pool and is stuck there. And in
He's
my
dead,
mind, I'm like, that's terrifying. I would be
dude.
so scared if I jumped
Hey,
into this fucking jello. I would be
two things.
freaking the fuck out.
Dude, honestly, two things. That girl is dead.
Yeah.
And the second thing, unless somebody got to her within like, because she's definitely suffocating in
Oh
that
yeah,
jello.
it can instantly.
And a
It's
second
jello.
thing
That
is
is
how the
thick
fuck did
jello.
she? It's red jello too. How the fuck did she not notice that? You know,
Well, yeah, like it's the other thing. Like, did it happen as she was jumping in? Because like I feel like when you walk into the pool, you have to go to like a locker room or something. Typically, how like school pools are is like there's like the pool here, and then there's like a locker room sort of like adjacent to it, right? So you go to the locker room to change into your like swim trunks and stuff, and then you go out to the pool. You should notice like this red sheen and the fact that there's no waves. It's just kind of jiggly.
he dives into essentially what looks like the Blob from the 1980s version with Kevin Dillon in it.
Yeah,
Like that's kind of what it looks like what she dove into. But
it looked like
uh,
she dove into fucking strawberry jello.
here's the thing too. Like you mentioned this, she's being blamed for this, and whoever is blaming her has they're so fucking stupid in like in terms of like would she be capable of this?
Is this like the
B,
mob? Is this like the mob from Haddonfield? Like the people in Haddonfield?
Evil dies
yeah, like
tonight.
essentially, it might as well. It's
they
a
No,
just
I mean
out
lazier
like
of a
version of
fucking
no,
window.
in Halloween Kills, how they show up
the,
like South Park characters, like
the
you, you took,
dude
you took,
Randy Marsh.
you took my
Guys, tonight.
grandpa.
But
Um,
no, like it's a lazy version of Haddonfield because at least Haddonfield had a they were stupid, but they had a riot at least, like in terms of
yeah, these
person
people
to
are
person.
saying that Frankie is, doing this shit, kind of acting out because she was forced to skip ahead a bunch of, a grade, and she's, trying to lash out and everything. Meanwhile, while all this is happening, Frankie keeps seeing this boy named Larry, um,
Larry Houdini.
who um, also coincidentally played Larry on Even Stevens. Um, and so he is the high point of this movie. Larry, to me, is the best part of this movie. He's really funny. Um, I think he's super animated. Um, he's got like him and Frankie have like a really good chemistry on screen together, which was really fun to see. And again, as like a 5, 6 year old, when I watched this the first time, I thought he was so funny in a movie that is otherwise very serious and fairly scary for a 5 year old.
Well, here's the thing about that character. Yeah, like he is like the most lively character in the movie, absolutely, like hands down. Uh, and the actor who does him, he's good, like in terms of all of that. But he's one of those people watching this movie as an adult for the first time. Like I'll put it this way: all three of us have worked on Cook's lines. if that motherfucker was your trainee, you would fucking go to your manager in the first day and be
Oh
like,
yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah. I'd be like,
Dancing down
please.
the line and shit. He's moonwalking and fucking.
He just stands up on top of the line
He,
and just starts like
he
dancing.
keeps going up to the kids and trying to like weird hug them and shit. It's, I don't know. I mean, I know what you mean though with the character. Like with this movie, like seeing it as an adult, like in all honesty, it's kind of like, have you ever seen Ernest Scared Stupid?
Yeah, I actually watched that a couple weeks ago. It was free on YouTube.
Well, you know what I mean though? Like I saw that as a kid multiple times and it was at a point where it did not fucking matter that it was a PG movie. Like it could have been, it's just like Monster Squad. Like that's PG, but dude, like it didn't matter back then. And I think you got the same feeling with this movie. Like it didn't matter whether it was rated like PG or something. You got
This is
like,
like TVY7.
yeah, like TV. What? Well, dude, like I watched episodes of fucking Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark and got fucking
Those are
terrified from
Y7.
Yeah.
fucking yeah. Well, dude, yeah. Like oh, sorry.
No, yeah, no, like I get what you're saying. Like this movie, it kind of brings me to my next point of this movie got away with not dark stuff. Like it doesn't ever really get super dark, but there's some pretty just like creepy imagery. There's one specific shot that's always shown in the marketing whenever Halloween on Disney Channel is a thing. It always shows the doll moving her head, and there's like all like the whispers going on in the back. As a 5-year-old, that shit's fucking scary. As a 28-year-old, that shit is fucking scary. Like a doll turns her head and starts whispering at me, that bitch is going out the window. Like I'm not. That's so scary.
Stick your cat on it.
Dolls are scary. All right.
Dolls are terrifying.
They are. I agree.
Especially like the porcelain ones, dude.
Yeah, those things are fucked up because the eyes look real, dude. You think
They follow you.
When I was a kid, I always thought those were real people's eyes inside those dolls, like there were people trapped in them.
Well, dude,
shit was fucked up, dude.
It's a good idea for a story, my dude.
Dude, about it. Dude, about a year and a half ago.
Like, I'm like 8 years old. Like, oh my god, this person in there.
Dude, there was about 8.5 years ago. I was helping my aunt move out of her house, and I was pulling a bunch of shit out of the attic, and like I found a bunch of dolls like the ones you're describing.
Why are they always in the attic?
Well, dude, it was like they
Either
know.
the attic or the basement.
Dude, she lived there for like, or her like family had like the house for like 50 years, or it was like a bunch of shit in the attic. Yeah. But still, it was like fucking Annabelle, like the doll from fucking the Conjuring movies, basically. Yeah. I get what you mean though, dude. It's
well,
nostalgia goes a long way too. That's a young age to watch a movie like this. So, you know, trust me, there's some movies that I've watched at that age that looking back, it's like
yeah, dude.
That's not a knock at this movie or anything.
So I don't know if you guys have seen it. I'll send it to you in the group chat. And I might actually, if I can, I'll share it on Instagram too. Because it is a terrifying VHS tape that I had when I was little. Where it was a kids' safety VHS tape. So
I think I might know what you're talking about.
So
what?
No, okay.
Kind of like a Final Destination, kind of like almost like.
Well, okay. So the movie or this kids' safety tape followed this. I think it was supposed to be like a 5-year-old or like a 6-year-old that was being left home alone for the first time, but it was played by like a 40-year-old woman. And
oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so like she sticks the fork in the toaster and like she like a bunch of like ketchup like spits out on her face, and like when like the cops show up, they like think that like she cut herself. The house starts to set on fire. It's hosted by the dad from was it Freaks and Geeks, but he's in like a vampire costume, but he keeps howling for some reason.
Oh my god.
Dude, I know what the girl. She kind of looks like Sarah Silverman. Like,
I don't
which
know.
I remember like you showing us something. It's like this woman is clearly in her late 30s, but she's like acting like a little kid while finding substances around the house and
Yeah, like she
ingesting them.
drinks
Okay, yeah.
like she drinks like gin or something.
But she's like skipping around while she's doing it, like which makes like so much worse.
Yeah, no, it's oh
Yeah.
my god, I really wish I knew. I think is it just called Kid Safe? I think it's called Kid Safe.
That I mean, if you watch that out of context, you would think, it's just some middle-aged woman who's having like a mental breakdown or something. Uh,
um Yes, it is. It's called Kid Safe the video. It's from 1988. It's 28 minutes. Um it's
that's the thing too. It just goes on too.
it is the most ridiculous thing ever. I will send it to you guys in the group chat and you need to watch this. I will also share it in everything when I share this episode of the podcast. I'm going to share Kid Safe for everyone else because everyone else needs to watch this mess.
Uh,
But
Shit.
so that brings me to the topic a little bit of this episode, which is just how kids, movies, and shows can get away with being really fucking dark. Like, and I'm sure, especially like even like older kids movies and Don't Look Under the Bed got away with even more, with being even darker and even scarier. Like one movie that comes to mind is Return to Oz, whatever the
Oh yeah.
yeah
Return to Oz. Yeah.
yeah
Yeah.
that's terrifying.
Yeah,
I
a little bit.
dark. I mean, you can argue the original like Wizard of Oz, like considering how new movies were at that time.
That's
Like
scary
even on
too.
that original Bravo's 100 scariest movies list, it's on there because like, dude, when you watch that as a little kid, like some of that shit is
Oh,
terrifying.
it's really scary. The Witch
It's beautiful.
definitely gave me
Yeah,
nightmares when I was very
yeah,
little.
yeah. Like
Um,
a lot of them, like the monkeys. It's like
mhm.
the makeup looked almost too fucking realistic.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because they didn't look quite human, but they didn't look quite. It's like the Planet of the Apes aesthetic essentially.
yeah. Well,
But
plus,
yeah,
that like that rumor or whatever of like the little person that hung themselves and
yeah,
like
that got
like even
debunked
if it's
pretty
not true, it is still just like it
true,
adds
dude.
this like
A creepy fucking story, and then they're like, "Yeah, look right there," and you watch the
Yeah,
movie and
dude.
see that, and
It,
you're like, "Oh shit!"
yeah. So like even if it's not, there's still a little thing in the back of your head that's like, well, what if it is? Like what if that is actually?
oh yeah,
So
it's
it
Oh,
definitely
like
adds like a creep factor or like a weird dark kind of tone to the movie when you rewatch it. I mean, even if the person didn't hang themselves, it's still just like you kind of hear about how they were treated on the set and everything like that. And so it's like, yeah,
yeah.
this movie's not as happy as you think.
yeah. Well, yeah, but they were also like raging. Like Judy Garland, I didn't know afterwards became like a raging like alcoholic. Like
Yeah, she had a
in like
very sad
interviews that she
life.
was like talking like shit about the little people who were in the movie. Uh, she's like, yeah, they would throw parties all the time. They were crazy. Like, blah, blah. Sorry, I don't know why I went off
I
on
like,
that random
I like
That
tangent.
your
was,
Judy. I like your Judy Garland.
yeah, man, that was
I
spot
am
on.
Julie Garland. Hey, remember me? I was the one in the blue
Liza
dress.
Minnelli's my
Hey,
daughter.
hey, let me tell you something about these midgets. Don't wear a dress around
Oh, yeah.
them. Sorry.
Uh,
Sorry.
so, what's another
Oh.
kids movie that to you guys is like pretty fucking dark?
Um,
I
thinking- I mean, I already mentioned the Monster Squad and Ernest Scared Stupid. like Ernest Scared Stupid, that movie, trust me, it's it's not a good movie, but
No, it
like
is not.
when you watch it as a kid, you're more focused on the main troll character. Um the like makeup at the end there's like spoiler alert for Ernest Scared Stupid, but at the very end there's like an onslaught, like almost like a war between the town and fucking like these little trolls. But the troll makeup on like all those trolls were like excellent. It was done by the Chioda brothers, the same guys that did
Killer Clowns.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Yeah, like literally they reuse models to make these trolls, which is pretty
That's
fucking
dope.
awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and it works, but like when you see it as a kid, it's fucking. I mean, it is really stupid. I will never like if anyone's like, "Oh man, that fucking sucks." I'll be like, "Yeah, I know," but I saw it at the right age. Um, but yeah, like that movie like did that awesomely, and I'm sure Chris would definitely agree or agree with me about Monster Squad here.
Yeah.
It's one of the best like pushes the limit in terms of like kids movie.
Dude, I definitely been watching that when I was watching that, but I loved it so goddamn much. But that wasn't for kids. That had kids in it. They're like, yeah,
The language and and let's admit, dude, they show a guy exploding. Technically, it's a werewolf, but they show a guy exploding, then his parts fucking forming back together in a PG kids movie.
Dracula called like a fucking 7-year-old girl a bitch.
Give me, well, dude, I've done that so many times at fucking restaurants I worked in. Like, give me that omelet, you little bitch. I've never actually done that. I'd probably be fired immediately, but
Yeah, probably.
yeah, fucking, I agree completely. Like, and it kind of, as somebody I wasn't around for like the fucking Universal monsters, the original ones, and that kind of introduced it to you in a kind of really fun way.
Yeah.
Like that, like because when you're a little kid, you don't give a shit about black and white movies. I don't care how like adjusted of a like kid you are. You're not like
That's how I started watching horror.
Yeah, same with me actually.
Like Frankenstein and
No,
Dracula.
I just mean like when you're like young, like Mark, you said you're 5 years old, and you might have been like that age when you got into like the black and white stuff. Like I remember seeing Night of the Living Dead on like Turner Classic Movies or something at 4 in the morning, and that being like actually like for the time, like just watching it, pretty fucking amazing. Same thing with House on Haunted Hill.
I was gonna say the first black and white movie that I watched was probably The House on the Haunted. The first black and white movie that I watched and liked was probably House on the Haunted Hill when I was like 7 years old.
It's kind of absorbing, and I watched it. I definitely know I watched it before the remake. The remake's also pretty good.
Yeah, the remake's fun.
Yeah, the remake got some awesome effects in it.
Yeah.
No, I mean the makeup effects. You don't like?
Oh, okay. Well, you say the remake has awesome effects, and my mind instantly goes to the very end of the movie when the house like sucks in. Like,
oh no,
like,
I meant the look of the actual like.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. Everything else besides that one scene at the
with like the
really great when it's just like a weird like CGI vortex. Yeah.
the weirdest part of a movie where every room has a ghost in it is the fact that the family's okay with the fucking entire house being glass with no like sense of like like shelter from the outside world. You know what I mean? Like,
Was that House on the Haunted Hill?
That was 13 Ghosts.
Oh
yeah,
no,
I was gonna say, what?
Wow, I am a dumbass.
I was about to say like, what?
Wow, that was one of the most dumbass things. Oh no,
I think you're confusing your William Castle remakes.
Yeah, the poor rushed Joel Silver William Castle remakes. Let me bring up House of Wax while I'm at it.
Yo,
no,
I'm sorry,
that movie, but I definitely know what you mean because I remember got really sick when I was a kid, and I remember when I was recovering is when I watched that House on Haunted Hill remake, and it was good, dude. I like that movie. Great cast: Geoffrey Rush, Tay Diggs, Famke.
Did you say great ass, Geoffrey Rush?
Great actress.
No,
But
no,
I mean,
it sounded like you
around
said great ass,
Mark,
Geoffrey Rush. I was
Mark,
like,
all around the
ugh.
subject.
What?
Mark, all around the subject, man. Come on. I mean,
Jeffrey
When did
Rush.
Geoffrey Rush show his ass?
Don't act like you've never watched a Geoffrey Rush scene. That's not the only thing going.
Never once thought about Geoffrey Rush's ass, but next
come
time
on.
I watch Pirates of the Caribbean, I
I
promise.
refuse to talk about movies until you guys admit it.
Great ass, Geoffrey Rush.
I mean, yeah, great actor, but yeah, great ass Geoffrey Rush. You know. But no, there's a lot of good actors in that movie.
Yeah.
Like especially like for the time, and like you said, it was like a fun movie.
Yeah.
All these fucking movies are fun. But yeah, old school kids movie. I'm sure there's some that we're forgetting.
I know there. I just can't think of. I can't really think of any. Fuck.
What was it's called The Legend of Boggy Creek. Have you guys ever seen that?
Is that a kids movie though? Like, cause that was like
I've only
seen.
I think it's like a kids family movie.
I've only seen it as
the Boggy Creek
theater. That's all I've ever seen.
The first one.
Isn't that a Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie though?
That's what I was saying. That's the only time I've seen that movie is when it was on Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah.
It's good. I would suggest watching it on your own.
It's a kids movie though?
I think so.
It's PG.
It's not, and I mean, it's not. It's serious. Watch Cinema Snob's episode on it when he talks about it. Yeah, but trying to think of another movie or show. We can also talk about like shows that like kid shows that get pretty dark. I mean,
man, fucking
I'm not gonna lie. Like I have Boy Meets World up right now.
Like,
fucking,
I mean,
fucking Erie, Indiana. What up?
What?
Erie, Indiana. It's on
that? Erie, Indiana.
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought you said banana. What up? All right.
Erie banana.
Erie banana. What up?
You're hearing a lot of things. You
I
hear
am,
banana
dude.
and ass. You got something on the brain, dude. You good?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I have not like slept in days.
Oh, fantastic!
Why not?
I've been working on this book, so.
Oh shit! He's got the fucking Holy Spirit.
Gotta sleep.
Yeah, so I'm not here. But anyways,
you're gonna have to close your eyes at some point, okay?
At some point, I mean, I do.
Mark starts having micro naps in the middle of the podcast.
I wish.
Start seeing shit like Christian Bale and The Machinist. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, we should talk about The Machinist one of these days.
Should.
That would be a really good. I have a pretty cool story about how I saw that too.
Shit.
I mean, not cool. I shouldn't oversell it like that.
I tell several of these stories.
I have 5% left on my phone right now. Fuck.
All right. Well, this might be like our shortest episode yet. Then, do you guys have anything left to say? This episode was a mess. Sorry.
Get on those Disney Channel original films.
Those Disney Channel original shows starring a young
young old chick.
The lady.
Oh shit.
Well, all right, everyone. Thank you.
Watch Disney Channel shows.
Yeah.
Start a young Davis about Dogs on Roof. The boogeyman's just kind of a dickhead.
Person.
Or kind of a dick person. Yeah.
What?
It was sorry.
The boogeyman is
the same
kind of a
mindset as
dickhead.
you two also.
Okay.
I watched the trailer.
Dude, we should just rename this the Sleep Depraved Podcast.
Yeah, this is gonna be this is
It makes
like just
not as much sense.
yeah. We haven't
Oh,
slept.
shit.
Chris has been sick all week. Like this episode was
Yeah.
never going to be.
It's a bit of a storm outside here in Western
We
New York.
tried.
Yeah,
We tried, guys.
A little bit.
gave it our best shot.
Okay.
Next week we will be talking about Barbarian, which is
Hell
going to be our last horror episode. And then we are on to non-horror movies. So that'll be cool. Thank you to anyone and everyone that watches. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/filmsection. Just comment, leave something like,
Speak to us.
yeah, yeah.
Tell us
So
to stay on a subject.
yeah, tell us how shitty we are at staying on topic.
To us or something.
Like I want someone to
Without
comment.
ADHD medications.
Like I want someone to comment and be like, I was really looking forward to hearing about Don't Look Under the Bed, and you motherfuckers went off talking about William Castle remakes and Geoffrey Rush's ass.
Fucking bananas.
In bananas.
You know, I'm just saying it was a compelling conversation. So, you know.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
See you next week.
Geoffrey Rush compliments on that ass, bro.